Good afternoon, everybody. I really wish that I could be there with you in person for the single reason that I have enormous respect for and interest in the work that is bringing all of you together in London today. We all know that the call to action on protecting women and girls in emergencies is more than important. It's also long overdue. We feel it with greater urgency every time we read the horror stories of human trafficking, rape in refugee camps, and unfortunately, the list goes on and on. So it's clear that Secretary of State Greening is bringing this effort to the forefront at a time when the world desperately needs this kind of leadership. I'm also especially aware of my friend William Hague's pioneering leadership in preventing sexual violence in conflict. We're all grateful for the UK's galvanizing support on these issues. Addressing gender-based violence is actually something that has mattered to me deeply throughout my career. When I was a young prosecutor outside of Boston in the 1970s, I remember vividly working on a case to find guilty an individual who had raped a prostitute. And everybody argued, well, you can't possibly apply the law to a prostitute. But in fact, yes, we were able to, and we did. And when I was in the Senate, I fought alongside then Senator Joe Biden to support the Violence Against Women Act. And I later introduced and helped move through the committee the International Violence Against Women Act. Today, as Secretary of State, these issues are just as important to me. They're also important to President Obama. Empowering women and girls has been at the center of his foreign policy agenda from day one. Like me, President Obama has two extraordinary daughters and an amazing wife. And so he knows as well as anyone that supporting women and girls is absolutely the right thing to do. But we also know it's the smart thing to do. When women and girls are able to live free from the threat of violence, when they are empowered to realize their aspirations and move their communities forward, their societies benefit exponentially across the board. We've made tremendous progress in recent years, in the US and internationally, but it's true also that in too many places, women and girls face horrific abuse, rape, and sexual assault. And as we've seen recently in places like Syria and Mali, when emergencies strike and chaos erupts, the risks they face only increase. That's why the call to action is so important. In times of emergency, protection against gender-based violence should be a critical part of international humanitarian aid. It's also why the State Department and USAID are proud to support our new Safe from the Start initiative. This program will support international organizations like UNHCR and the ICRC in their efforts to protect women and girls from the very start of an emergency. And I'm pleased to announce that the United States will lead the call to action in 2014. We look forward to continuing our work with all of you to anticipate violence, to prevent attacks, to care for survivors, and to ensure that our outrage is matched by our action. Thank you very much for your leadership, your hard work, and your commitment on these issues, and good luck in your discussions.